Okay, class. I have uploaded chapter 7 notes in Microsoft Teams. Okay, so this is chapter 7, sensors and transducer. But the name for this note is chapter 6. Okay, actually, this is chapter 7. Can you see my screen, class?
Yes, Doctor.
Okay. I am at home now, so it is a possibility to there is my children voice surrounding. Okay, so chapter 7, sensors and transducer. This is the learning outcome of this chapter. At the end of the chapter, students should be able to explain the operation and function of the transducer and sensor, explain the application of the transducer or sensor, explain the limitation of certain transducer or sensor, differentiate several functions of transducer in order to choose the correct type of transducer in instrumentation application. This is the chapter outline. We will have resistive transducer that consists of potentiometer and strain gauge, capacitive transducer. The example are variable plate area transducer and capacitive pressure transducer. Inductive transducer, for example, variable reluctance transducer and LVDT. And we have other transducers such as piezoelectric, temperature, photodiode, and phototransistor. The example of temperature transducer is RTD, thermistor, and thermocouple. Can you hear my voice clearly?
Can, Doctor.
Yes, Doctor.
Okay, so this is definition of sensor. It is a device which detects events or changes in physical stimulus and turns it into a signal which can be measured and recorded. In other words, a sensor is a device that reads from the environment as input and presents data that we can read and understand, share and record it as output. The input may be physical motion, heat, light, chemical reaction, and so on. The output is a number of data which can be read and recorded. For example, resistance or physical level. No alterations happen, no manipulation of data. So this is sensor where no alteration happen and no manipulation of data. Then the output is raw data. Physical quantity, non-electrical converted to through sensing element. The physical quantity is sensed by a sensor and it will provide sensor response. Physical quantity or rate of change is sensed and responded by the sensor. Many sensors in real life, such as color sensor, gas sensor, LDR is like sensor, proximity sensor, thermistor is temperature sensor, ultrasonic, soil moisture, IR receiver, water flow, IR sensor, passive infrared, rain sensor, we have heartbeat sensor, touch sensor, humidity, photo transistor. Okay, there are many sensors. Okay, now we go to transducer. It is a device that converts the energy from one form to another. So the difference between sensor and transducer is transducer convert from one energy to another. We can divide transducer into two types, electrical and mechanical. Most of transducer either convert electrical energy into mechanical displacement and or convert some non-electrical quantity, for example force, to an electrical signal. Okay, so we have input go to transducer and the output may be electrical signal. For example, pressure is converted to voltage or current. Okay, so in transducer, the input is pressure and the output is, for example, voltage and current. So pressure is mechanical type, voltage and current is electrical term. Output from transducer can be analog or digital or frequency modulated. Analog for instantaneous voltage or current. Digital 1 or 0, meaning that high or low. Frequency modulated may be signal of AM and FM. Okay, so this is AM signal where amplitude modulated but frequency is constant. This is FM signal where amplitude is constant but frequency is modulated. Okay, amplitude modulated means that we might have high or low amplitude. Okay, but frequency is constant, meaning that the width, okay, the width of one cycle is same for all cycles. For amplitude constant, FM is frequency modulated. Frequency is modulated, meaning that it might be different frequency for each cycle, but the amplitude is constant for all cycles. Okay, the examples of transducer is any device which convert one energy into another. For example, solar cell convert lights into electricity, and a thermocouple converts the energy into electrical energy. Electric motor conversion of electricity into mechanical energy. Pressure, okay. For example, pressure indicator or pressure sensor, the input is pressure and the output is electrical signal of current. Okay. So there are many transducers. For example, ultrasonic transducer, piezoelectric, temperature, microphone and speaker. Okay, so in piezoelectric transducer, convert mechanical energy to electrical signal. Okay. For example, heartbeat where the input is mechanical or the pressure, but the output is electrical signal. Ultrasonic transducer convert electrical signal into ultrasound wave to measure distance of object. Okay, temperature transducer convert temperature to electrical signal. Microphone and speaker, microphone convert sound pressure wave into electrical current. Okay, speaker convert. Okay, so this is microphone. Okay, this is input device. Input device is microphone. It receives sound. Okay, pressure, sound pressure wave into electrical. Okay, speaker convert. This is speaker convert electrical current into sound pressure wave. Okay. So this is transducer system. The input is pressure. Okay, and we have controller, for example, amplifier. If we amplify the sound and produce higher sound through loudspeaker. Okay, we repeat the definition. Sensor is a device that detects a change in a physical stimulus and turns it into a signal which can be measured. For example, thermistor. Transducer is device that transfer power from one system to another. So as a comparison, sensor for the sensing element itself, sensor is for sensing element itself, and transducer for the sensor element plus any associated circuitry. So all transducer does contain a sensor, and most sensors will also be transducer. Okay, so sensor. So transducer system contain of sensor. Okay, this is the difference between sensor and transducer in terms of definition. So for sensor, it directly transforms a given quantity from surrounding into a different physical quantity, for example, resistor, capacitor, and so on. Transducer actuate to transform energy from a given form to another. Okay, sensor comprise of sensor element and transducing element, but sensor has no other component except itself. Functionality of sensor detects changes and generate corresponding quantity. Transducer responsible for converting energy into a different form. Application of sensor, magnetic sensor, proximity light. For example, transducer, for example, is thermistor, thermographer, and potentiometer. Sensor may not be a transducer, but transducer will always contain a sensor. Sensor less complicated and in its performance, but transducer more complicated device. Sensor measure a physical quantity only and cannot give input to the desired system. But transducer generally used for providing feedback to the desired system. We will focus on electrical transducer for measurement purpose. Okay, electrical transducer is a device which perform the sensing and transformation. Sense non-electric quantities such as temperature, sunlight as input, and transform the input signal into electrical signal. For example, voltage and current, proportional to the input measurement parameters as output. Okay. Typically, the output electrical signal is normalized. Transducer must include sensors. Okay, so transducer is sensing element plus transduction element. Okay, so this is sensing element, transduction element, and the output is can be analog, digital, or FM. Sensing element. Okay, this is microphone and speaker. This is transduction element. Okay, there are a few parameters of electrical transducer. Okay, the first one is linearity. So linear relationship between a physical parameter and the resulting electrical signal. Okay, for example, okay, meaning that let's say we have a thermometer. Okay, that sense what temperature, right? Okay, so for a linear characteristic of a thermometer, so the voltage, okay, let's say so linearity meaning that the device must be always linear. Okay, if we plot a graph, so linear, a straight line of linear pattern will produce. Okay, so the plot must be in red color like this. Okay, not like this blue color. Okay, or it must be okay. A linear device must be linear for all range of reading. Okay, for example, this graph shows that this device, okay, this device is linear for this certain range of reading only. Okay, for the first, let's say for the first 100 Celsius, it will read properly. Okay, but after, for the reading that is larger than 100 Celsius, it will not perform. Okay, so the reading will be not linear. Okay. So this is the meaning of linearity. Okay, the second parameter or characteristic of a transducer is sensitivity, defined as the electrical output per unit change in the physical parameter. For example, we will see high sensitivity is desirable. For example, some thermometers are slow to display the temperature and some are fast to respond, right? So a sensitive transducer must respond quickly to the measurement. Okay. So the other example is there is a speed thread unable to record the movement of a car that is too fast. So a sensitive apa ni? Speed thread apa tu? What's the device on the road that detect speed thread? Apa tu? Apa kelas? Dekat highway tu apa?
It's a speed trap undergo speedometer.
Okay.
Oh no.
Okay, so a sensitive speed thread device should be able to record the movement. Okay, even though the speed of the car is too fast. Okay, the third one is dynamic range. Transducer must have a suitable operating range. Wider is better, but usually more expensive. Okay, so a dynamic range, okay, of a transducer. Okay, a good transducer should have dynamic range, meaning that it should have many range. Okay, sufficient range to measure wider range of measurement. Okay, repeatability. Okay, the input or output relationship of a transducer should be predictable and consistent over a long period of time. Okay, so the transducer needs to be changed periodically every certain period to guarantee the accuracy of the output. So a good maintenance of certain measurement device should consider for this, for changing the device every certain period, okay, so that we can guarantee the accuracy of the output. Okay, so that we call for repeatability, meaning that if the device, if the transducer is always have a good maintenance, okay, so it will perform good, right? So it will provide the output or the reading, the accurate or consistent of reading, right? Okay. What else? Physical size. The transducer must have minimal weight and volume to minimize the disturbance to the existing condition or environment. For example, a mobile phone has few sensors such as temperature sensor, ambient light sensor, and compass. So we should consider minimum weight for a mobile phone. Okay, generally there are two main types of electrical transducer. We have active and passive. Okay, active transducer can generate electrical signal directly in response to the input. It does not require external power source. For example, thermocouple, piezoelectric. Piezoelectric sense vibration and produce electrical current. What else? Photocell. Photocell receive light and produce voltage or current. Okay. Passive transducer operate under energy controlling principle. It depends on change of R, L, and C. It requires external power source. The example are microphone, strain gauge, thermistor. Okay, strain gauge to sense pressure, thermistor sense temperature. Yeah. So these are the example. This is thermocouple, piezoelectric sensor. This is photocell. Photocell sense light. Okay. Strain gauge sense pressure. This is thermistor sense temperature. Okay. Basically, we have three types of transducer: resistance, capacitive, and inductive. Or resistive, capacitive, and inductive transducer. Today we will go in general for resistive, capacitive, and inductive transducer. Okay, the example for resistive transducer are potentiometer and strain gauge. Okay, these are the example for capacitive transducer and these are for inductive transducer. Okay, resistive sensor. For example, resistive sensor is light dependent resistor. Okay, for example, light dependent resistor LDR is a resistive sensor. Okay, LDR is also known as photoresistor, photoconductors, or photocells. It made up of semicon materials that have high resistance. Okay, but okay, this is a graph for LDR. The higher, okay, when the light is at low level, the resistance is high. Okay, when the light is high, okay, the resistance is low. Okay, so the light intensity is inversely proportional to the resistance for LDR. Okay, so resistive transducer operates under principle of resistance change. Okay, that's how we call it as resistive transducer. This is the general equation. R is equal to rho L over A. R resistance, rho is resistivity of conductor, L is length, A is cross-sectional area. Okay, so if the length of let's say conductor is larger, the resistivity will be higher. Okay, if the area is higher, the R will be lower. Okay, any method of varying one of the quantities in the equation can be the design basis of an electrical resistance, such as displacement, pressure, and so on. The example for resistive transducer are potentiometer and strain gauge. Okay, this is an introduction. A common requirement in industrial measurement and control work is sensing the position of an object or the distance it has moved. So, resistive transducer principle is based on resistance change by the physical movement under measurement. Okay, resistance change by the physical movement. Basic operation of this transducer uses resistive element with a sliding contact. Okay, so this is for potentiometer. Okay, so now we focus on potentiometer. So potentiometer relate with the distance. Okay, or movement. Okay, so the basic operation of this potentiometer is resistive element with a sliding contact or wiper linked to the object being measured. Thus, the resistance between the slider and one end of the resistance element depends on the position of the object. Okay, so this is potentiometer. Okay, the shaft and wiper can be moved to the left or right. This is shaft. Okay, it can be moved to the right or to the left. Causes a change in the circuit resistance. Okay, so if we transform this potentiometer circuit into the diagram, okay, into a diagram. So this is a voltage source. This is at A. A is here. A to B. B is here. A to B. We have resistance. Okay, we have a resistance, and then W is wiper. Okay, W is connected to output. Okay, to the output. So V out, it depends on the wiper position. Okay, so if we move the shaft to the right and to the left, or to the left, so meaning that we move this W point along this path, this position. Okay, so V out is measured here, B to W. Okay, from B to W. So W refer to wiper. Okay, V out may be applied to a voltmeter for visual display. Okay, so we connect this V out to a voltmeter to measure the voltage. To measure the voltage. Okay, so if we transform this potentiometer circuit into this, so what can you conclude of this diagram? What can you relate diagram B with any method? I mean, apa ni?
Voltage divider.
Voltage divider principle. Okay, so this is voltage divider principle. Let's say we want to find V out. V out is equal to R2 divided with R1 plus R2 multiplied with the voltage source. Okay, so V out is equal to R2 over R1 plus R2, and we can multiply with this voltage source. Okay, so if we arrange the voltage divider principle to this term, okay, to this form, it is V out over V source, okay, or V total. This formula shows that V out is proportional to R2, okay, or if we write the basic formula for voltage divider principle, so V out will be R2 over R1 plus R2 multiplied with VT, or voltage source. So we can see from this formula, V out is proportional to R2. V out is proportional to R2. Okay, where the position of the wiper of the potentiometer is. So that's why we said that V out is proportionally to R2 and proportionally to the position of the wiper. Okay, example, a resistive position transducer with a shaft stroke of 3" is applied to the circuit in 6.1b. So the shaft is 3". The total resistance of the potentiometer is 5 kilo ohm. Okay, the total resistance is 5K. From A to B is 5K. The applied voltage is VT, it is 5 volt. When the wiper is 0.9 from B, okay, the wiper is 0.9 from B. Okay, 0.9. 0.9" from B, what is the value of output voltage? So how to calculate? So we use the principle of ratio. Okay, so the ratio of, we calculate the output voltage based on the ratio of the length. Okay, the length. So R2, we take the ratio of the length of R2. R2 V out is equal to the position of wiper. Okay, it is step from B to any position. Okay, so R2 is 0.9 inch. Okay, 0.9 inch divided with from A to B, it is 3 inch. Okay, the length of shaft 3 inch, and we multiply with 5K. Why 5K? Because it is the total resistance, meaning that from A to B, okay, it is 5K. So we take this ratio of the length, okay, multiply with the resistance. So we get 0.9 divided with 3 multiply with 5K, we get 1.5K. Okay, we get 1.5K. So this is R2. R2 is 1.5K. So now we can calculate for V out. V out is equal to, this is voltage divided principle. So we substitute R2, it is equal to 1.5K divided with total resistance 5K multiplied with what? Voltage source. It is 5. So we get 1.5 volts. Okay. Any question? Any question, class? Any question? Nasri, faham tak?
Faham tak, Cik?
Faham eh? Okay. And then this is another example. A resistive transducer with a resistance of 5K is used in the arrangement in figure 6.2. Potentiometer R3, R4 is also 5K. Okay. And the total is 5 volts. The initial position to be used as a reference point is such that R1 is equal to R2, meaning that the shaft is at the center. At the beginning, R3 and R4 are adjusted so that the bridge is balanced, meaning that VE here is 0, right? Assuming that the object being monitored move a maximum resistance of 0.5 inch towards A. Okay, what will be the new value of VE? The shaft distance is 5 inch. Okay, so this is the question. The solution is, if the wiper moves 0.5 inch towards A, okay, this is wiper, it's moved 0.5 A towards A from the center. So from the center, it moves 0.5 inch towards A. It will have moved 3 inch from B. Okay, why? Because initially it is located at the center. It is 2.5. Okay, from B to the center is 2.5, and then we add with 0.5 inch. We add with 0.5 inch because 0.5 inch towards A. Okay, so what will be the new value of VE? So how to find VE? We know that VE is equal to VR2 minus VR4. So we should calculate for VR2 and then VR4. Okay, so what is VR2? VR2 is 3. Okay, so we calculate for R2 first. So 3 divided with 5. 5 is the total resistance. Okay, 5K is total resistance. Potentiometer R3, R4 is also 5k. Okay, so 3 divided with 5k multiply with 5k. Why? Because of the total. Okay, so this is the ratio of the length. Okay, 3 inch divided with 5 inch. Okay, sorry. So 3 inch. So this one is the ratio of the length. Okay. Okay, 3 inch. Okay, 3 inch divided with the total is 5 inch. Multiply with the total resistance is 5k, so 3k. So R2 is 3k. Okay, so VR2 is 3k divided with 5k multiplied with 5 volts. Okay, and then VR4. Okay, VR4 is 2.5k divided with 5k multiplied with 5 volts. Okay, so the new value for terminal voltage here is 0.5 volt instead of what? Instead of what? Class?
0.
Instead of 0. Okay. At the beginning, R3 and R4 are adjusted so that the bridge is balanced. Okay, meaning that VE is equal to 0. Okay, and then the object is move. Okay, move from the center. It move 0.5 towards A. Okay, here. Okay, so bear in your mind. Tiga bagi 5. Okay, class. Actually, this one is for the R2. Okay. Okay, class. Actually, the terminal voltage here, okay, in this figure it is VE. VE can be VR2 minus VR4 or VR4 minus VR2. We take the difference on V. Okay. So in the calculation in I think Western Bridge, class Western Bridge, right? We have Thevenin voltage, right? Okay, so that Thevenin voltage, okay, can be calculated as VR2 minus VR4 or VR4 minus VR2 because we only take the difference. Okay. Okay, this is the second application for resistive transducer. Okay, the second example for resistive transducer. Okay, it is a strain gauge. Okay. So the principle of strain gauge is example of passive transducer that sense the strain produced by a pressure or force on the wires. Okay, so in potentiometer, it stands the what? The resistance change with the change of what? In potentiometer. Class? In potentiometer, the resistance is changed with the change of what? Length, kan? Okay, length. So, okay, so in this strain gauge, the same principle where it changes the length, okay, but it stands the strain, okay, strain or pressure, okay. So in potentiometer it detects the movement, okay, the movement, the displacement, okay. So in strain gauge it stands the strain produced by a pressure. Please mute. Siapa tu? Okay, sense the strain produced by a pressure or force on the wires. Aku dah dengar. Sorry lah kat rumah kan. Okay. Strain can be measured more easily by using variable resistance transducer. It is a common practice to measure strain instead of stress to serve as an index of pressure. Okay, if a metal conductor is stretched or compressed, its resistance change since both the length and diameter of the conductor change. Okay, the resistivity of the conductor also change when subjected to strain. This is called the piezoresistive effect. Therefore, resistance strain gauges are also known as piezoresistive gauges. Okay, this is strain gauge. Actually, the size of the strain gauge is very small, but this figure is enlarged. Okay, so this is a thin wire on the strain gauge. It has two terminals. Okay, two terminals. When a gauge is subjected to a positive stress, okay, its length will increase while the cross-sectional area decrease. Okay, just imagine you have rubber band. Apa getah-getah rubber band kan? Okay, so you pull the rubber band. You pull the rubber band. So what will happen to the length? Decrease or increase?
Increase.
Decrease. Class step 5, step 5. Class step 5. Class, can we continue? Okay. Okay, imagine you have a rubber band. Okay. Okay, now you pull the rubber band. What will be happen to the length? Increase or decrease?
Increase.
Increase or decrease? Right here. Okay, increase kan? So, and then how about the area? The area of the rubber band? The cross-sectional area, increase or decrease? Increase ke decrease? Increase kan? Okay, it will decrease. Okay. So, that condition satisfy the formula of R is equal to rho multiplied with line divided with A. Okay, if the length is increased, the area will decrease, the R will increase as well. Okay, So this is strain gauge. This is resistance measured between these arms. Okay, tension causes resistance increase. If we compress, the resistance will decrease. Okay. So this is the terminal that I showed you previously. Terminal or solder pads. Okay, so there are three main types of strain gauge: wire strain gauge, foil strain gauge, and semicon strain gauge. Okay. This is wire strain gauge. This is fine wire. We call it as. So this is wire strain gauge. We have fine wire. This is the formula for strain gauge. Maybe we will go through the example this Friday. Okay. So today I will show the basic principle of resistive transducer, capacitive transducer, and inductive transducer. Okay. The application of strain gauge is in a bridge arrangement in which the gauge forms one arm of the bridge. The bridge may be AC or DC actuated. A simple DC arrangement is shown in figure 6.5. Okay, so this is bridge circuit. We can put strain gauge at two arms of the bridge or at all arms of the bridge. Okay. Both sensors, okay, strain gauge have the same R value. Okay, but only one strain gauge is stressed and the other one is unstressed or dummy. Only one of the gauges is an active element producing an output proportional to the strain. The other one is not strained but simply balance the bridge, or it is for compensation. Why? Resistance of fine wire is very sensitive to temperature and stress variation, can contribute error. Both gauges will experience the same effect caused by temperature changes. Unstressed or dummy strain will balance the bridge. Okay, the bridge is said to be balanced. Okay, so we have learned this during Western Bridge, right? Okay. We have go through this in Western Bridge, right? Okay, but this Friday we will go through all calculation. The second type or the second example for strain gauge is foil strain gauge. Okay, and then we also have semicon strain gauge. Okay, this is the advantage and disadvantage of semicon strain gauge. Okay, and just now we learned about resistive transducer. So this is capacitive transducer. Okay, this is an introduction. The sources of capacitance is produced by two conductors separated by an insulating material form a capacitor. Okay, two conductors separated by an insulating material form a capacitor. Okay, basically, let's say if you have two conductors, okay, and you place the two conductors, you place one conductor close to the other conductor, and then it has insulating material or air at the middle, so it will form capacitance. Okay, applying an electric charge to the conductors will create an electric field perpendicular to the conductors through the dielectric. Okay, so that's why we call capacitor is we know that capacitor and inductor can store energy, okay, but capacitor store energy through its electric field, okay. Inductor store its energy in magnetic field. Okay, so the middle at the middle it is dielectric, okay, insulating material. Why? Because let's say air is an insulating material. Okay, capacitance of a parallel plate, okay, is given by this formula. C is equal to A. A is area of the plate in meter square. This is area of the plate. Epsilon R and epsilon naught. Epsilon R is the dielectric constant. Usually it will be given. Epsilon naught is a constant. It is this value, and divided with D. D is the plate spacing in meter. D is the space, okay, of the dielectric. The dielectric reduce the electric field strength inside the capacitor, resulting in a smaller voltage between the plates for the same charge, okay. Okay, so the higher D, the higher C. Okay, so if D is higher, the capacitance will be lower. Okay. This is the principle of capacitive transducer. It operates by a linear change in capacitance. Okay, linear change in capacitance. The application is measuring displacements, velocity, acceleration, force, pressure, vacuum, flow, fluid level, audio sound field, and relative humidity. Okay. For example, variable plate transducer and capacitive pressure transducer. Okay, this is variable plate area transducer. It is made of a fixed plate called stator and rotor. Stator is fixed, rotor is movable. Okay, so it has two plates, and these two plates is not contact with each other. Okay. Okay, if we can draw the two plates, okay, so let's say, so this is fixed place, the turquoise or the blue one. Okay, this is the moving plate, the green one. These two plates is not contact with each other. The capacitance of the transducer is changing as the rotor change its position relative to the stator, or the amount of plate surface area which overlaps. Okay, so when the moving plate or rotor is rotate, okay, or move the position, it will have angle. Okay, so this moving plate can move to the right and to the left. Okay, if it move until it overlap with the fixed plate like this, okay, like this, imagine that this blue and green plate is overlap. Okay, so it will get maximum capacitance. Okay, and then imagine that this green plate not overlap with the blue plate, the minimum capacitor will achieve. Okay, this is the other example of capacitive transducer. Okay, the next is inductive transducer. Variable inductance parameters are based on a change in the magnetic characteristic of an electrical response to a measure. Okay, so in capacitive transducer, it based on electric. In inductive transducer, it based on magnetic. Okay. The application for inductive transducer, it can measure displacements, velocity, acceleration, and so on. The example are variable reluctance transducer and linear variable differential transformer. Okay, this is one of the example of inductive transducer in real life. It is traffic light sensors. Okay, so we know that traffic light signal has either a timer or sensor. Okay, in our country, most of traffic light in our country use timer, right? Okay, timer is used for large cities where vehicles cross road intersections all the time. Okay, for busy road, we have timer, right? We use timer. Okay, sensor also is used, okay, for traffic light signal in the suburbs or and on country roads to manage the inconsistent traffic flow, detect when cars arrive at intersections, when several cars are stacked at an intersection, and when cars have entered turn lanes. Okay, so these sensors use different technologies. Okay, so if we refer to traffic light signal that use sensor, it can be technology of induction loop or radar or camera or lasers. Okay, so this slide want to emphasize on induction loop. Okay, this is the application of inductive transducer. Okay, so one of the example is traffic light sensors, not timer. Okay, traffic light sensors with induction loop. Okay, so induction loops are coils of wire that have been embedded in the surface of the road. Okay, so in traffic light sensor, okay, it use induction loops. Okay, so there are coils of wire that have been embedded in the surface of the road to detect changes in inductance, then conveying them to the sensor circuitry to produce signals. Okay, so the first principle is inductance. Okay, and then that induction loops will convey to the sensor circuitry, and then the signal will go to the circuit of the lamp. Okay, to turn the lamp to yellow, red, or what? Green. Okay, as the magnetic field continues to build due to continuous flow of current, the coils will achieve a stronger field that can last for a period of time even after the switch is open. Okay. To achieve greater inductance for traffic detection, it should have several wire coils and iron or magnetic material core. The inductance can be measured using an inductance meter. Okay, so induction loop have been embedded underground. Okay, on the surface of the road. Okay, to detect inductance. Okay, and then when the car arrive at the point, it will create magnetic field. Okay, continuously. Okay, due to the flow of current. Okay, and then it will give signal to circuitry system to what? For three colors of traffic light: red, yellow, and green. Okay, the inductance can be measured using an inductance meter. Okay, when a car stops on or drive over the loop, the largest steel material, meaning that car making up the body of the car, when a car stops on or drives over the loop, the larger steel material making up the body of the car will act as the core of the induction loop. Okay, so when car stops or drive over the loop, car is made up of material steel, right? Okay, so it will act as core, okay, for the induction loop. Since steel is a magnetic material, this is referred to car. Car is made of steel. Steel is a magnetic material. It will increase the inductance of the loop and cause a change in the current flowing through the sensor circuitry. Traffic signal loop detector installation can be watched via this YouTube link. Okay, so this is the figure which use induction loop for traffic light signal, traffic light sensor. Okay, induction loop traffic sensors. Okay, so it's so the induction loop is embedded on the surface of the road. Okay, it will link to the data collection equipment and to the traffic light. It is computerized system. Okay, so when a car is stopped or drive over this induction loop, okay, so it will create a flow of current, and then because of material of the car is steel, so it will create inductance. Okay, current will flow to the electrical meter and then to the traffic to the traffic light. Okay. Okay. Loop detector installation. Okay, so this is how loop detector is installed underground, okay, on the road. Circuit for induction loop. Okay, induction loop is installed on the road to detect movement of the car so that it can give signal to traffic light. So this inductive transducer sense inductive. It sense inductance. Okay. The induction loop can complete the loop when the car is when the car arrive at the point of this induction. Okay, so the induction loop is installed on the road. Can I understand class or not? Can I understand? Can I understand? Can I understand or not? Please type yes if you understand.
Yet.
Okay. Okay. Okay, good. Okay, good. Nasrin, Akil Ahnaf, Ahzad, Daniel. Sinilah kat rumah. Okay, so what else? Actually, we have many sensors and transducer. Okay, good, Omar. Okay, inshallah this Friday we will continue on chapter 7. Okay, as well as the calculation related to this chapter. Okay, so any question before we end our session? Any question? No question? Sign off?
No, doctor. So far, okay.
Okay, good. Okay, if there is no question, then we can stop our session today. Inshallah, this Friday we will continue doing example on this chapter. Now we are week 11. We have another 2 weeks, okay, for this semester. Inshallah, next week and the following week, I will conduct I will conduct a discussion for small group. Okay, maybe maybe I conduct for every half an hour, so you just participate for your session only, so that we will have a small group. Okay, small group of discussion. Maybe some of you